Welcome to this corner. Last week, I shared a video. Well, I repurposed a video that was part of a course I took at work a few weeks ago. Guess what? I'm doing the same today. Yes. Do you remember my first video this year where I talked about being able to repurpose things? Well, you can do that with almost anything. Before I go down a rabbit hole, let's talk a bit about today's video. I had the opportunity of, well, I guess I had to choose the topic. And I chose a topic that applies to people starting off, just as we're starting off this month. Yes, I'm posting it on today for that same reason, September the 1st. A lot of people start new things at the beginning of the month. The beginning of the month is the start of a new thing. Join me in the quick corner and know a bit more about what it is I'm talking about. See you in a bit. Welcome. My name is Ada Adileke Kelani. Today, we'll be talking about caring for your career. You're new to this organization and could be wondering, who cares about my career? Guess what? I had that exact thought when I was starting out my career. And I actually have the same question with each organization I have been in. So today, I'll be talking about the role of the organization, your manager or supervisor, and your role in caring for your career. Starting with the organization, one of the reasons why the organization hired you is because you have the educational qualifications and in some cases, the professional qualifications to help them achieve their goals. And the belief that you have the potential as well. So to ensure that the organization meets their goals through you, they'll provide you with appropriate training. The thing to note is you may not necessarily have the same type of training as your peers. So don't go assuming that because I joined the organization at the same time with John and Okechukwu and Musa, we would have the same training. For all you know, Chinedu may be on a different project than you, and the organization would need to give him appropriate training for that. Taking it a step further, your manager or your supervisor also has a role in caring for your career. Your manager would be providing you on-the-job training, coaching, and in some instances, mentoring. I make a distinction between your manager and supervisor because the person who you report to in the organization may not be the person you work with every time. You could be on different projects where you have a supervisor who then also coaches you. Once again, what you learn depends on you. It depends on whether you're a keen and quick learner. And believe it or not, it also depends on how much your manager and or supervisor know, because you can't give what you don't have. Last but not the least, definitely not the least, is you. Your career is yours, and you need to care for it. A few years ago, when I joined an organization, I remember the HR lady saying to me, Ada, be on the lookout for training. We have lots of training programs that people don't take advantage of. So you have a responsibility to be proactive in caring for your career. You could say, yes, what if I ask for this training and they say no? Great question. What if you ask and they say yes? You won't know if you don't ask. Now we've talked about the role of the organization, your manager or supervisor, and your role in caring for your career. You could be a family-oriented person like I am and wonder, where does my family come in to this picture? Your family comes in as your cheerleaders. With all you accomplish, while you're doing the heavy lifting of training and getting better because you know what your career goals are, your family, your parents, siblings, spouse, children, and in some cases, your friends would be there cheering you on and saying, you can do it, you can do it. Ultimately, as I say in one of my books, we need to live by choice, not by chance. You can't afford to leave your career to chance. Own it and run with it. Thank you for listening, and I open it up for questions.
Well, thank you for listening. I'm looking forward to your comments. What do you think about the various responsibilities for your career? Your career is your business. I heard it said that besides you, the only other person who may be showing off about your career is your mother and your father. So you do what you need to do to advance your career. I like to remind people that their careers are beyond the organization. So don't latch in and think that the only place you can express and exploit your potential is in one company. The world needs you. And if you didn't already realize, the quip I mentioned in the video is from my first book, and it's quip 40, which says, live your life by choice, not by chance. You cannot afford to live your life or leave your career to chance. You know what your dreams are for your career. You know what your plans are. Be deliberate. Don't leave it to chance. Thank you again for joining me in the Quip Corner. If you haven't already done so, subscribe. Feel free to share this video with everybody, especially those who are starting a new job, maybe even starting a new business. Because in starting a new business, you can't afford to leave it to chance. I look forward to reading your comments and seeing you in future videos. I know.